Bismillah Rahman Rahim. This is Engineer Masood Akhtar Kiani, and today we have the technical session number 86. Our subject is road survey. So, before going ahead, I would like to request you to subscribe, press the bell icon, like it, share it in order to reach the next video with the easy access. So, the road survey, there are in the old times, there are other types of the survey. It was very long. It was chain survey, plan table survey, compass survey, technometric survey, and before the decades, it was the theodolite system and physiographic and the aerial survey. And now the latest is the GPS survey. So there are many types of the survey, but today we will discuss about the road survey. So what are the parameters required for the road survey? And in order to take the correct survey and how the roads procedure and the pavements and the elevations are formed. So road survey is the major purpose of the longitudinal, sectional and the cross-section diagram to show the proposed level or heights at which the roads to be constructed and also the existing level of the grounds. It is therefore the almost importance that the road contractor ensure that the road is controlled at the uh, correct heights and the levels. The survey must be setting out levels of the road construction using the following procedure. Number one, it is place two references pegs at each chainage peg, one on each side of the road at the right angles of to the center line and the fixed distance of 1.5 meter behind the edge of the blacktop. Number two, all references pegs at both horizontal and the vertical curves as well as at any change of grade to be considered in place of gun pole or fencing standards at about 200 meter behind each reference pegs. Number three, after all the references pegs and the poles have been placed, the level of each reference pegs must be determined by the survey by leveling from the benchmark and the surveyor's level. The nearest benchmark to be considered to control the data of the new sites. Number four, leveling on matrix heights, then the final center line, quarter points, and the gutter level at each particular chainage are marked on each gun pole as follows. A. The level of the reference specs known should be marked. B. Final roads level at the center line, quarter points, and the gutter or read of form, the cross section. And C. Add more, add 1 meter at the levels behind in the final rows of the center, quarter points, and the gutter are readable. D. The difference in heights between the top of the pegs and the levels obtained in C are obtained by the subtracting A from C. Then E, the levels determined in C and then the marks on the pole by placing a staff on the pegs, measuring up the distance calculated d, and the marks a pencil mark on the pole at the required heights with the help of a set square, uh, as it is in the can be in the photographs or in the handwritten record. Alternately, the level determined in C may be marked on the pole directly using the surveyor's level. The surveyor should maintain the level book periodically and regularly. Regularly, it should be maintained. Uh, then F, the nail should be known into the pole of at each pencil mark to provide a more parameters references, more parameters, more permanent events. So, what are the stages of the operation? Design survey, key preliminary decisions about the method of the data collection and the sampling are made pre-test. Decision from the multiple activities are tested and evaluated. Revise the survey design and the operation plan. A final design decisions are made based on the pre-testing activities. How then how we know the survey elevations? The elevation is calculated by subtracting the four sides and the roll reading from the heights of the instrument. The four sides of the elevation reading is the point known as the elevation. The road should be moved to the other points and similar calculation would be determined the elevation of these points. Then there are 12 steps of a successful survey. Number one is investigate past survey experience. Number two, clarify the purpose. Number three, consult and involve the stakeholders. Number four, communicates widely and frequently. Number five is make the survey easy to access and complete. Number six, create a buzz. Number seven, feedback results as soon as possible. Number eight, ask question to better understanding issues. So, what is the leveling for? Leveling is the an American English and the spells difference. It is a tough uh, branch of the surveying. The subject at which the established or verify the measures of the heights to specify the points related to a datum. So, what is the basic principle of the survey? There are two principles surveying always to work the whole to the part and to locate the new station at least two measurements, linear and angular, from fixed references points. Area is first enclosed by main section that control station and main survey lines whatsoever the requirements. Then there is a question, how do you know about the survey measures distance? The measurement is the horizontal distance between the 2 points and the surveyors use EDM instrument to shoot and the energy waves together a reflector held by the second surveyor. The EDM record the elapsed time between the waves emission and the return from the reflector. So this is a level of land survey measurements. The heights of the different places on Earth is measured with the help of the altimeter. The instrument used for the surveying the heights is a place basically is a barometers. All sea levels, the heights of the biometrics liquids, mercury is 76 centimeter. Then the tips of the writing is a great survey poll. Ask more close edit question instead of the open edit question, and ensure your survey questions are the neutral. Keep a balanced set of the survey choice. Don't ask for the two things at once. Keep your question different from the each other. Let most of the your survey question are optional or to answer. So what is the super elevation? We will discuss the super elevation also. Super elevation is a method of instrument construction. No, sorry. Super elevation is a method of infrastructure construction used in roadway curves where the center edge of the pavement is raised above the inner edge. I can repeat once again. Super elevation is a method of infrastructure construction used in roadway curves where the other edges of the pavement is raised above the inner edge. And aspects of the vertical alignment or the profile of the road viewed in cross section. It is an important safety element in the design criteria of any road with the curves. So this was the about the super elevation. So what is the super elevation? Explains. Super elevation is the banking of a roadway along with the horizontal curve at motorist can safety and the motor comfortable mean hour in the curves at reasonable speed. A steeper super elevation is R equal as speed increase in the horizontal curve becomes tighter. So what is the formula of the super elevation? Super elevation formula, the rate of change in super elevation is found by dividing the difference between the normal crown and the full by the transition length. I can say again, the super elevation formula, the rate of change in super elevation is found by dividing the difference between the normal crown and full super by transition length. 11,000 minus 10971.61 is equal to 28.39. The rate of change in the same as the transition is the beginning end of the curve. So what are the factors at which the super elevation depends? These factors include design speed, curve radius, and the number of travels lanes. Uh, Minimum curve radius for the horizontal alignment and the determined by the design speed and the super elevation rate. The highest design speed require more super elevation than the lower design speed for a given radius. I think it will be clear. It is what is the maximum super elevation in road? Maximum super elevation in road IRC specify the maximum super elevation of 7% for plain and the rolling terrain, while the hilly terrain is 10% and urban road is 4%. The minimum super elevation is 2 to 4% of the drainage purpose, especially the large radius of the horizontal curve. What is the spiral curve? The spiral curve of the varying radius used to gradually increase the curvature of the roads or the radius. Shall repeat again. The spiral curve is a surveying radius used by gradually increase in the curvature of road or uh, railroad. Spiral curves are used primarily to reduce skidding and the steeping difference between the gradient transition between the straight line and the turning motion, or to provide the method of adequately super elevation curve. So, what is the gradient of the road? The gradient of the road is the longitudinal slope provided the formation level of the road along with the alignment. Gradient of the road is depend as the rate of the rising of the fall along with the length of the roads with aspects of the horizontal alignment. So whatsoever it is. So this was the briefing, little briefing about the road, because the road survey is also very vast subject. It is very deep, and but this is the brief description. If you have any question like other our colleagues, they are always sending some question also. So you can raise the question, and in next session also we will see. So thank you very much, and have a nice day. We will see each other with in next session by another subject.